Hello, well, today me and lovely Mem's come out to a very pretty little market town called Barnard Castle, and we thought we'd do a little bit of videotaping. Of course, this is where I was bred and born, so it lies well. So, hope you enjoy the following videos. Okay, bye for now. And this is the property where I grew up as a small boy. That what Mem's pointing at was my mother's hairdressing shop. Frida Parker, hairstylist. My father put a grand piano through that bay window, and up this alleyway he had his building business. That door there was the entrance to the upstairs. That window was part of the back salon. There was a door there into the rear kitchen for the shop. That was a back scullery, that door outside, and that door there was my father's office with a garage behind. And then you came up into the yard, and up there on that wall you can see a mark where there's been a stairway up to that top door there, which was the entrance into the joiner's shop. And the big doors there, they could get timber in and out. On the ground floor there was another big garage, big place where they used to put plant. And this door here is changed with all the windows in. That used to be another garage where he had a couple of vans in. Where that white van was a poultry packing place. That was another joiner's shop with more store underneath. So by Job, that brings back memories. Yeah, I had some happy times up there. And then coming back down, there's the house in front. My bedroom was at the top there, on the sort of the attic room. The left window was the kitchen and the right window was the toilet. That was the back entrance to a fish shop. That was a garage, had a big door on there the last time I seen. There's my father's office on the right, then just a back shed, scullery or whatever they call it in them days. He's a local postman, happy. My grandfather once in that archway gave me a 5-shilling piece, and that archway looks very little indeed, small to what it was when I was a small boy. It was ginormous. Anyway, right, we're now going to have a little trip up the town here, up this street a bit further up, to see a property that I once owned. In fact, the last property I owned in Barnard Castle. Yes, there we are, 95 Galgate. That was the last property I ever had in Barnard Castle. That was a grand house, was that. I think it went a couple of years ago for about 427,000. Huge property, huge Victorian gardens at the back of that. Lovely property, lovely property. And that used to be Ben Lee's fish and chip shop. His daughter used to work for my mother in the hairdressing shop. And there in front of us is the grand old Methodist church. There's another old watering hole of mine, the Three Horseshoes. And of course here, that boozer there, the commercial. Had a very good friend lived in there, Robert Wilkinson. He was a drummer. He was in a local band called the Warriors from the county school. Some of the members of that band went on to great things. Robert's now a multi-millionaire living in America. He went there at the age of about 22, I think, 23. Never came back. Here's the old post office. God. A view down from Gallgate into Horse Market and then into the marketplace. And here we come on to part of the council offices. That's where you used to pay your rates to. And now we come on to the area known as the Scar Top. And there, as you can see on the in front of us, is the actual castle, Barnard Castle. For those who've noticed, it's very quiet because I've had to knock the audio off the video because of the windy conditions. It was a typical March spring day with the old wind. You can see the old daffodils blowing around. down the bottom there is the mighty River Tees. And there, that's the Witham Hall. And that's where Michael went to see his first professional band in there. A very strange man wearing a top hat and a Union Jack cape. Any ideas who that was? Yes, Screaming Lord Sutch. I think I was the tender age of 15 at the time. Right, let's have a saunter through the Wednesday market, locally known as Cow Day. That was when your local farmers brought all the livestock to the auction mart for sale. There's quite a few drunken farmers about the town on a Wednesday late afternoon. Ooh, mobile cheese van. There, Job. That's an expensive commodity here in Thailand. That big building there on the right hand side was the old King's Head Hotel. I played there with OMKO-THAI in the mid 60s. And that building on the right again with the white board above the entrance was where Charles Dickens stayed while he was writing some local novels. This shop front on the left hand side is where Charles Dickens based his novel Master Humphrey's Clocks, because that was Humphrey's Clock shop. That building there, that shop front with the green flash above it, was where I lived with my mother. That was her second salon, and the top two windows were my bedroom. Living room in the middle. Grand house was that. Had some happy times. And in the base there was cellars in the basement where I used to practice in my early days, with a couple of local bands I used to be in. And there's my dear Mem, smile on her face. She'll be bloody freezing. And that building there is St Mary's Parish Hall, and that's where I played my very first gig with a little band I was in. And that church there, St Mary's, where I was baptised and confirmed. Going back round to the parish hall, it was in there in the sort of mid to near late 60s. In there played Brian Furry in a local Washington band he was in. And his bass player at the time was a 15-year-old who turned out to be Sting. There's a lot more famous people who turned out to be famous people that played in that venue. Anyway, part 2 coming up next.